It is no secret that I'm a huge proponent of continuing education, especially in the running of your practice as well as coding and billing. In this video, I'm going to discuss some of the reasons why you should continue that education via the Urology Advanced Coding and Reimbursement Seminar by PRS Network, also known as the Painters. And for those of you who do not know me, my name is John Lin. I'm a urologist in Gilbert, Arizona, also your humble host of the Thriving Urology Practice Facebook group, where we crowdsource practice management solutions for everyone's benefit. I'm going to give you 12 reasons why you should consider attending one of these courses, and there'll be 2 sessions that'll be held, one in Las Vegas in December of 2023, and then one in January of 2024 in New Orleans. Now, the reason why these courses are typically held in December and January is because Medicare, the largest payer in the United States, puts out something called their final rule at the end of November of each year. That set of rules dictates new code changes, new practices, and also the conversion factor, meaning how many work RVUs you generate multiplied by the conversion factor will yield the actual payment for the services that you provide. So all those changes come out at the end of November, and that's why the meetings are held in December and in January at the beginning of the changes, so that on January 1st of 2024, you will be able to implement those changes right away and not leave money on the table, because a lot of the times when the codes change, when the rules change, and if you're not up to par, you then may get money taken back that's already paid to you because you didn't learn about the latest changes. It is crazy. It is insane that we have to keep up with not just the medical changes in urology, but also coding and billing changes every single year. Okay, reason number 1 to attend these courses is to gain in-depth knowledge. You will have the opportunity to gain this in-depth knowledge about urology coding and reimbursement practices, not just from the presenters, but also all the attendees, and including all the updates and changes in the field, especially the Medicare changes, which seem to percolate throughout the rest of the industry when it's set from Medicare, even though it may not happen right away from other private payers. But whatever Medicare says, the private payers seem to adopt later on. So it's advantageous to you to learn the changes at the very beginning. Reason number 2, expert guidance. You learn from the industry experts, and if I just play a coder and biller on TV and on Facebook, but I have been known to give a lot of presentations on E&M coding and modifier use. And as a matter of fact, I just booked for another one in January this year. You're going to get guidance from experts like Mark Painter and Marianne DeSoyce, who is the billing manager for PRS Network. And not only that, you will get experience from the people whom she leads. So her team, some of her team will actually be in attendance at these meetings. Not only will you get the content information from Marianne, but you will also get information and practical knowledge about the typical rejections and the denials and how you can mitigate that from the people who actually work with urology practices and performing their billing and coding. So you will learn from experts like Marianne, like Mark Painter, and also Larry Kemp, who has deep knowledge regarding optimal front desk, pre-service, intra-service, and post-service work to shorten that revenue cycle so that you can get paid promptly and fully for everything that you do. Reason number 3 to stay updated. As I mentioned, Medicare puts forth new codes and new rules, new payment rates every year, if you will. And also, somebody had mentioned in the Thriving Urology Practice Facebook group just today, hey, what are the new code? What is the new code for eCoin that's going to be used for next year? Or somebody asked about eCoin, and somebody said, by the way, there's a new code. There's a new Category 3 CPT code. So all of this information, this and much more, will be presented at these meetings. So you want to stay up to date so that you can be knowledgeable about the most recent updates and ensure that you are well informed about the latest industry standards when it comes to coding, billing, reimbursement, and compliance. Reason number 4, you get to network with your peers. Some of the best information comes from the people in the trenches, the attendees who are actually there. And you get to connect with and network with fellow urology professionals, coders, billers, office managers, administrators. You get to exchange ideas, experiences, and challenges because we all work in the same field and we face the same challenges. It'll be great to hear from other people who have gone through the challenges, who have mastered and overcome those challenges so that you can foster a supportive professional community and practice happier and more efficiently so you're not feeling like you're spinning your wheels on a hamster wheel. Reason number 5, this is an interactive learning session. Instead of people like me on stage talking about various codes and things like that, you will get to engage in interactive sessions. As a matter of fact, there's a session just on Q&A on coding and billing issues. Now, how many seminars have you attended where there's a built-in Q&A session so that you, the most important people, the attendees, get to ask the questions and we try to answer and solve all the questions that you may have, which translates directly to coding, billing, compliance, getting your claims paid on the first pass, etc. So there'll be case studies. We will have case presentations about the different coding scenarios designed to enhance your understanding of these complex coding situations. The way when I attend seminars, I think of the value of the seminars in several different ways. Number 1, you can have the boring presenters who simply feed the information to you. So that is just information, dumping information to the attendees. And then you have the next level of folks who will organize that information and present it, the facts, that's it. But the mastery comes from the teaching of actual application of the rules, the information that you're being taught. That is where the value is, in my opinion, as a guest at any meeting. Sure, I can read the journal articles, but how does that apply in real life, right? So it takes the presenter a little bit more work to interpret that information and give it to you in a way that you can readily take it back home on Monday and use it. And that is what we try to do whenever I present. And that's what the painters try to do at these meetings. And that's why I freely, and by the way, this is not a sponsored video. I'm not being paid to make this video. I'm just such a firm believer in what they're doing in helping the urology community, so that, these are just ideas that I came up with, the reasons why you should consider attending in December and January. So these are interactive learning opportunities to reinforce the information that we share and also to allow you to apply that information when you go back to work on Monday. All right. Reason number 6, obviously, it will increase your revenue by appropriately applying accurate and correct codes and billing practices so that you can decrease your claim denials, you can maximize your reimbursement, and you optimize the revenue cycle. We'll discuss the KPIs, the key performance indicators regarding how to watch for your revenue cycle, the things that you should consider doing on the front end so that you can reduce the back end denials. So all of that will be covered so that you literally will increase revenue at the end of these sessions when you go back to work on Monday. Number 7, understanding these rules will clearly improve your compliance. And not only that, I and also all the presenters will share with you the documentation techniques to improve compliance. When you do the work, it is important to know what terminology to write in your documentation to avoid the audits, or to minimize the risk of audits. And also, audits, as you know, audits are going to happen. Audits are a matter of when and not a matter of if. I don't care if you deliberately undercode. By the way, deliberately undercoding is also not correct. And you can get in trouble for deliberately undercoding, even though which auditor is going to say, oh yeah, you're undercoded and we underpaid you, right? But that literally is wrong. So you can reduce your audit risk by understanding these rules and by being more compliant. And there are also processes that you want to keep in mind to make sure that you're not running afoul of Medicare guidelines. This will ensure accurate coding and billing practices so that you minimize the risk of takebacks when, not if, when an audit occurs. Okay? And reason number 8, boosting efficiency. I am known as the guy in the operating room. All the OR staff knows that this one particular place where I operate, they know that I'm all about efficiency. Efficiency meaning doing the same work using less effort and using less time. And I think a lot of the burnout that we encounter, that we hear about, is because of lack of control over how efficient you can be when running your practice. So we will discuss and discover efficient workflows and processes that will streamline your coding reimbursement protocols. You will learn time-saving techniques and the tools that can enhance the overall efficiency of your urology practice, not just coding and billing, but actually seeing patients. And we talked about interactive activity already. Reason number 9 is that we will have Q&A sessions. Actually, the entire seminar is built around your ability to ask questions. You get to participate in Q&A sessions where you can clarify any doubts that you may have regarding the concepts and information that is presented to you, and there will be a lot of information, believe it or not. You can also seek expert advice in real time and get personalized solutions to your specific coding reimbursement challenges that you face in your practice pretty much every single day. And for the professional coders and billers, you will get a certificate of attendance. You will get CE units for your CPC continuing medication units that you need. So reason number 10, you will receive a certificate of attendance that can be a valuable addition to your professional credentials. And it also demonstrates that you're committed to continuing education and staying abreast of the industry's best practices and also the up-to-date codes that you will need to use starting 2024. And number 11, you will have access to resources. You'll have access to valuable resources, reference materials in the form of a PDF, handout, and tools that you can use to support your ongoing learning. And you may take that back to your practice so you can show the folks in your practice, sometimes the physicians and the APPs, that, hey, this is what's presented. This is what you should do, so you're not leaving money on the table. So you can navigate this urology and coding reimbursement challenges effectively. Lastly, reason number 12, you get to prepare for the future. You get to equip yourself with the knowledge and skills necessary to adapt to future changes in urology and coding reimbursement. So not only will we talk about the upcoming changes in 2024, but we will generally try to give you forward-looking information so that you can be prepared for the changes that will happen in 2024 and beyond. So this will give you a competitive advantage in this evolving healthcare landscape. In addition, we will talk about reimbursement, not just everyday evaluation and management CPT, but also physicians, how you're being paid, different practice situations, for instance, private equity, acquisitions, your payment structure overall, how to look at different business opportunities, especially. And this year, for the first time ever, you will hear vendors who attend these meetings. They will give you a very, very short pitch so that you can learn the latest and the greatest when it comes to potential ancillary opportunities in your urology practice. All right, that's 12 reasons why you should consider attending the Urology Advanced Coding and Reimbursement Seminar. And I'm going to put on the screen right now information about the UACRS. I will put the link in the comment section regarding a discount code and also where you can go to sign up for these meetings. You can register for the course in Las Vegas, December 1st through the 2nd, which is a Friday and Saturday. I love how PRS is so empathetic to the practicing urologists and the coders and billers so that you are minimizing the amount of time that you spend outside of your practice. So Friday and Saturday, and by the way, it's Las Vegas. Come on. You don't really need an invitation to go to Las Vegas to attend a meeting, and you get to enjoy it in all the festivities that Vegas has to offer in the afternoon or in the evening. And the sessions go from 8 to 4:30 on Friday and 8 to 3:30 Saturday local time to Vegas and New Orleans. And the course in New Orleans is on January 26th through the 27th in 2024. The course in Vegas is formerly Bally's. It's now called Horseshoe. And New Orleans is, I don't remember the exact location, but it'll be in the link that I provide in the video description. Just a brief outlook on the course offerings. Friday morning, optimizing E&M coding, which is a huge part of our revenue, and also exploring urology ancillary opportunities such as newer technologies, chronic principal care management, ASCs, in-office dispensing, patient navigators, etc. Friday afternoon, we'll talk about telehealth, and then we'll talk about how to improve your front office efficiency, and then AR follow-up appeal strategy, which is going to be huge. As you know, a lot of the payers are deliberately downcoding and also deliberately denying you claims. These are strategies that you don't want to miss to mitigate the games that the private payers are playing. And then breakout session, there'll be 2 of them concurrently occurring. One will be bridging the communications gap between the coders and the billers and also the providers. And then the second coding session will be navigating the compensation and practice options for urologists. Saturday morning, annual update when it comes to the coding environment relative to CMS, such as, and also the private payer trends, the denials, the edits, the alerts, leveraging AI for enhanced revenue cycle management. And then I will be presenting mastering modifiers and the global package. In the afternoon on Saturday, there'll be a coding workshop. We will decode real-life clinical situations to enhance coding and billing rules and improve your coding efficiency. And then compliance will be discussed. And lastly, some ICD-10 changes and how to use ICD-10 so that you minimize the denials that you commonly see. And now physicians are not usually seeing it, but then what you do will impact on your coding staff, because if you're using the wrong codes, he or she, the billing staff, will have much more work. And then you do the work, the codes are wrong, they bill it out wrong, the claim gets denied, and then they have to correct the code and resubmit. That lengthens your revenue cycle. Instead of working, seeing the patient, and getting paid in 2 weeks, you're now having to wait 30 plus days before you get paid from the time you take care of the patient. So the velocity of money, the revenue cycle, the velocity of money is increased, the revenue cycle is going to be decreased by learning the appropriate codes to use when it comes to ICD-10. So if you have any questions, concerns, doubts, let me know in the comments. Look for the discount code in the comment section. Once again, this is not a paid video. I'm not being paid to make this video. I'm simply sharing information that I've learned throughout the years, and I've been attending these courses for over a decade. And every year I go, I learn something new, not just from the presenters, but also the attendees. Huge, huge, huge. It is rare that we have this opportunity. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any other course where there's so much interactivity built in to these seminars. So consider attending. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. Please take care of yourself and take care of each other. See you in Vegas and New Orleans. Bye-bye.